another amazing episode of Now This Is What They Not Telling You.
Not telling you.
As you guys know, this is my amazing line sister, Tanesha, aka Capiche. And you know, if she's on this video, we got a lot of good stuff to talk about regarding just history, what's going on today, and just everything life. And so that's what we're about to talk about, everything life, and get into the realness of it. So let's get into today's greatness. So over like the past couple of weeks, Tanesha and I, we talk on the phone all the time, and we'll just have discussions about what's going on in the world and how we pass on things from generation to generation, and like the whole Black Lives Matter thing, what's going on in the world today. I mean, it gets serious, but one thing I brought up to her before was the whole concept of how Black people are so prideful, and how we get so used to doing stuff the same way that we become creatures of habit and we don't know how to get out of things. And so it was brought to my attention by one of our frat, Timmy, who introduced the video 4 Monkeys in a Cage. And so before we get into all of the details, I want her to watch it. I didn't let her watch it yet, so I can get her fresh perspective on it so we can be honest about this topic and go for it. So you ready?
Yep.
All right, so I will play it for you guys. As we watching it, you'll watch it, and so we can all have a collective conversation. All right. Oh, it's 5 monkeys in a cage. I'm sorry.
A group of scientists placed 5 monkeys in a cage and in the middle a ladder with bananas on top. Every time a monkey went up the ladder, the scientists soaked the rest of the monkeys with cold water. After a while, every time a monkey went up the ladder, the others beat up the one on the ladder. After some time, no monkey dared go up the ladder, regardless of the temptation. Scientists then decided to substitute one of the monkeys. The first thing this new monkey did was go up the ladder. Immediately, the other monkeys beat him up. After several beatings, the new member learned not to climb the ladder, even though he never knew why. A second monkey was substituted, and the same occurred. The first monkey participated on the beating for the second monkey. The replacements repeated until what was left was a group of 5 monkeys that, even though never received a cold shower, continued to beat up any monkey who attempted to climb the ladder. If you asked the new group of monkeys why the beatings took place, the answer would probably be,
"Well, I don't know. That's just how things are done around here."
Okay, so what do you think about that? Like, and how would you relate this video to Black people in general?
I think that when I first started watching it, I'm thinking like, okay, this could be like Black people and how keeping ourselves down or like trying to keep ourselves away from the banana or the prize. But then as I watched it, it kind of gets a little deeper than that. It kind of gets deeper than us just keeping each other down. It's just about generational situations and generational circumstances. It's not all about, oh, we crabs in a bucket, we just can't let each other live, this and that and the third. No, it's generational, it's psychological, and it's not always about just here it is. Like, it's not always as it seems. It's a lot going on underneath the surface. So I think this is a good way to kind of let people visualize what generational circumstances are like. Right. Like, look past the whole fighting and the whole us keeping each other down and all of that stuff and turn into like, okay, psychologically, this is generational. Like, they did this before, they did that before that, they did this before that. Like, this is why we are like how we are. So.
But like he said, when he asked them, if you think about it, why is this happening? A lot of people will say, I don't know. Yeah. It's just what it is. Just, you know, it's what I know. It's how it's been. You introduced this too. So you know how we're talking about, like, okay, we want to bring equality. I've been thinking, should we focus more on equality right now or equity? Because I feel like equality, you're just saying, oh, you have the same rights as everybody else. You know, you have the same opportunities as everybody else. But with equity, I feel like you're forced to not just say, oh, you can do this if you want to. You're giving me the proper resources and make sure that I actually have access to the same things that you have. Not just saying, oh, you can have it if you want to. I can do this. If I was able to get this job or become my own entrepreneur, you can do it too. Okay, yes, I can, but you're not providing me the same tools, the same resources necessary to reach some of those goals, which I do feel like goes back to the same thing. We become fearful because either we don't know how to do it, somebody didn't tell us before, or we're just scared in general of falling on our butts.
And a lot of people are not, they're not instilled with that go getter type thing. Like, if nobody taught me about businesses, and nobody ever talked about that when I was growing up. Like me personally, yes, my daddy, he started a business. You know, I hear that talk. You know, I just kind of be around people that are doing things. But if you lived in a certain place all your life, you never saw nobody go out and start anything. You go in the store, and all the people that own the store, either it's Arab people or it's the Chinese store or it's white people. Like, you don't grow up seeing that stuff, so it's not something that's instilled in you. So it's going to take that extra. It's going to take a lot extra to make that happen for that individual. And so that's where equity comes in. Like, it can't just be equal. That's why people don't understand. Like, equal is not, we getting the same stuff, but you had a 400-year start where we just getting in the game.
Right. But you know what it goes down to, and you as a teacher can attest to this too. You know how now a lot of people are joining stocks and getting into stocks, and people joining Forex and all these other different, organizations to help people get into stocks. Some other races, mainly white, teach their students and children about stock before they get into high school. It's taught in their school. It's taught at home.
You gonna do this. You gonna take this over when you get 18. You gonna do this when you get 18. Yeah.
By the time they get to college, they really don't necessarily need a degree because they have the money. They have money in so many things that have grown over the years that they are good and they can continue to move forward. But for us, we taught the same old thing from the time we go to kindergarten to the time we in college. Math and reading or English, and maybe you get a science.
And it's like, what you want to be when you grow up? Oh, my baby want to be a football player. My baby want to be basketball. My baby want to be this. Okay, well, you got to do a lot of extra stuff for him to make it there. It ain't just gonna happen.
It ain't just gonna happen. Or, okay, they push the stuff that have money. Oh, be a doctor, be an engineer, be this. Okay, you still need other means of income to become wealthy.
Yeah.
It's not just about having one job, because you're going to be in hella student loan debt. You're going to have so many other things that you have to pay for, live your everyday life. You just having that one job isn't going to be suffice if you want to have that wealthy life, that comfortable lifestyle that we see or dream about. You know what I'm saying? But we not being taught that in the black community.
Yeah, and in the black community, a lot of times, oh, my baby, I want my baby to grow up and be a doctor and all this stuff. But are you making sure that they have the resources that are you pushing them? Are you instilling those things generationally? Like, are you going to teach your kids enough so that they teach their kids and that they teach their kids?
Exactly. But it goes back to us being creatures of habit and just stuff being passed generation down generation.
Because the white community, they done had it ever since we got over here. They done had it and they've been passing it down.
They have been passing it down.
They done had it and they've been passing it down. And we will sell our grandma's house. We will sell it.
For something that...
For some money that we can go off and blow or for something. I mean, and not necessarily everybody do that, but whatever. But just thinking as the masses. Thinking of the masses of people, like of the black community all across this country. It's like, it's millions of us.
It's crazy. But because we don't know the thing differently, or we don't know to do extra research. Like, why are you taking out an extra mortgage on your house? If your house paid off, you trying to start your business, find another way to start a business. Get the money for that, But I feel like, too, I don't know. And
it's a lot. We playing catch up. Like
that part. But I was going to say, we don't do our own research enough. even with our history, we let somebody else tell us what our history is made of. We let somebody else tell us who we are, and we roll with it. That's societal norm. Why are we trying to fit in? Yeah. We know we're different. We say we're different. We say we're unique. We say a black woman is this, a black woman is this, a black man is this, a black man is that. But yet we are not doing the proper research to prove everybody in our race the same thing, to have that same mindset. Why we let somebody else tell us our history? There's so much more than what's in the history book. There's so much more than what you tell me or I tell somebody else. You know, it's deeper than this. Why do some white people know our history better than we do?
Yeah, it's because we're not at the end of the day. I don't think we are. We were meant to know our history. We weren't,
but we know that. But why are we not trying to change that? We know we're not supposed to know. We know it's been changed for a reason to put us down. But why are we not fighting to?
It's still people that don't know that there's stuff that we don't know. Like sometimes you don't know until you know, and people don't. People don't know. People just out here like this the way it is. Yeah, we were slaves. We ain't slaves no more. And like, it's just, it's a lot of ways to think about it. But yeah, you're right. It's like, we're not pushing and making sure that we do the research ourselves. But it's always, ever since we were brought here, people have been telling us how to talk, what our religion is, what our culture is, where we can go, where we can live, what we can say, it's always been somebody telling us what we can and can't do while we're here. But I mean, it goes back to being generational. It takes individuals to make choices.
It does.
And it's like, mentally, how many times are you going to let yourself get beat up? You know, what... As a human, your human instincts kick in, and like, am I going to keep letting myself get hurt, or I'm going to take the regular way? Am I going to take,
Right.
So it like my cousin, for instance, she moved to South Africa, and
I love this story.
She owns like a kind of like a travel agency type thing. She hosts people to come down and have an experience in South Africa. So hopefully they would want to move. Black people would want to move from America and come there. And it's her and her husband. They do real estate. They talk about a bunch of different stuff, about the black community and how it's different in South Africa and all of that stuff. And they talk about how, they weren't getting anywhere, and they felt like they were working so hard here in America, and all their hard, they both got doctorate degrees, like they were working so hard, and they felt like it wasn't paying off like it should have been. But when my cousin first moved, my family was like, she just up and left, like she moved all the way to Africa. What's she doing? Like, it was just negative energy around it.
Yeah, you're right.
And so it's like, for her, her and they were mentally and just stable enough to be able to prove that, what I'm doing is worth it. What I'm doing is worth this time. But, some people, everybody, they have to be mentally prepared to take the other monkeys beating them up.
That's a good point you made. But you know what I forgot when we were talking about the whole concept that an associate introduced to me, but how black people become so comfortable and prideful about living in the projects, being in the hood, repping the hood, or I got my people, or, I ain't leaving out. But you don't ever really hear a white person bragging about coming from a trailer park or repping it like it's just the hottest thing on earth. And if you do hear them talk about it, it's like their testimony, like, I finally got my big house. I'm doing this, I'm keeping my children away from
I
this.
was raised hard just like you. I was raised in a tough situation just like,
Right. But hood and the projects have always been looked down on. That was the slumps. They were just given to us just, you need some place to stay. It's the roof over your head.
And it don't belong to you.
And it don't, thank you. And it don't belong to us. It don't, what do you really have?
They're letting you live
right. There. What do you really have? So why are we so prideful Why do we rep being from the hood
That's
all the time? Repping the projects. You know what I'm saying? We bring it up all the time. You hear it in every song, every rap lyric, every black young man doing this, or I give back to my hood. But what you giving back? Weed?
Yeah.
You giving some young boy some sneakers, some gym shoes, some new Jordans? What? You not helping him get out of it.
Really, like they most of the time when they say they giving back, that's what they be doing.
One of them gonna end up shot in the middle of the street.
In the forms that keep them where they are.
Exactly.
Like give them skills to move out, buy a couple of houses in a nice neighborhood and move some responsible families into those houses and teach them how to keep their rent up and like, you know, like people don't realize, you know, but that's what they think in their mind. And then you see stuff on TV and you think that's how life is really, and it ain't. Like, that ain't.
Or people try to say, oh, you just, okay, now you're acting like you ashamed of where you come from. I'm not saying be ashamed.
Yeah.
Grow from that, learn from that, use that as your testimony or as your will to get out and to move forward. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not saying hate it.
Yeah.
You know.
But that's not your end all be all.
Exactly.
Like, you complain about, oh, they holding us down, the man holding us down and stuff. Like, well, let's do something to fix that, or what are you gonna do about it? Mm-hmm. Are you just gonna let him keep holding you down? Right. Or what are you gonna do about it?
Right. And it don't help that a lot of young people look up to these celebrities, these rappers, these people in movies, and okay, when it's a black movie, what be the main, like in the black movie, they always portraying a young black man trying to start a rap career, coming from the projects, or a black man shooting up something, got a gun, da-da-da-da-da. What's the most popular show? Power. Another show, like a lot of movies they originate from the projects or the hood. Why are we always being portrayed as as nobodies? Are we just coming from the hood and the project? You know what I'm saying? Or somebody trying to make it and they don't make it out. Or they try to show a story where a person, a young black boy or young black girl, notice that they're in the project, they see something better and they try to reach it, but somehow they die.
Or a white person pull them out of it.
Yeah.
A white person comes save them.
What? Why is that our narrative? And why are we okay with that?
Yeah. And it's always like that. Like, as soon as you see somebody make it and they go and give back, it's like the giving back is like sending them on shopping sprees at Walmart.
Right.
Like, what are you really doing here? Like, what are you just want to flash your money? Is that what it is? Like, because that don't seem like it's not giving back. It's for you. It's like you doing this for you, not for us. So
our mind is just wrapped around money.
But I heard Ice Cube say something interesting.
Oh, I seen that video today.
When he was like, black people not really going to get the respect that we deserve until we start getting money. And I feel like that is true in a certain light. But it's what we do with that money.
That makes it
okay. You grow up a drug dealer. Okay. You sell drugs, whatever. You like, what? 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, whatever. You selling drugs, you making some money. Like, you done made some money. You done been doing this for a few years now. You making money. You got stacks. Like, you got a bunch of shoes. You got all these Jordans and all of this stuff. Like, you got all this stuff. And it's been like 5 years now. And so, okay, you did that. Okay, you did that. But now
what?
What's the next thing? What are you going to do with all this money that you just about to blow it? Or you about to keep doing this? So just because you can turn this into a lot more than what it is that you can give to your kids and your, like, you can stop now and turn this into something else. Or you can keep going and still have it be able to get taken from you at any time.
Yep.
Like, it's just
we're not smart about the way we move
with our money. Yes.
If that's how you
do with our money.
If that's what you can do, and that's the only way that you can get yourself up, because that's where you from. That's how you know. Okay, great. But once you get enough, be smart about how you stop flashing it. Stop letting everybody know what you got. Because then that's how you get it taken away from you. That's how they watch you on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook.
That's how you get in beefs where people shoot you at the stoplight, High Point. Like,
cops watching your every move, and now they done found you when you comfortable, and boom. You know what I'm saying? So now, okay, you did what you was able to do to get out. but you didn't move smart.
You didn't move smart. You didn't move smart. And like, just to keep doing it just so you can have stacks and to keep having stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks. Okay, what are you doing with these stacks? You just keep buying Jordans? Like, that's all you're going to do with it?
Start a school like LeBron. How about that?
Right.
Y'all love him so much. Y'all want to be basketball players. Let him be a testament to y'all, an example. I mean, because that's what we need. At the end of the day, we need more examples. We need to not be afraid. We need to stop being silent. You know, we need to do our research. We need to become more familiar with different things, or just move accordingly. Move smart, be smart. You know what I'm saying? And teach each other. If you find some information, don't withhold it from your partner or your family. We all family, whether you know it or not. So I think that was good. I mean, y'all, I'm sorry we rushed this. I gotta go to work.
Oh my gosh.
But I mean, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
We have to come together. We keep saying this, but yet we're not together.
We gotta be smart. We gotta start thinking about white people. Like, they got this in the bag. They got it. They good. They good. They family gonna be good. They grandparents, their grandchildren, children gonna be good. We gotta start thinking a little bit smarter.
And as parents,
yeah.
Start teaching your children differently now.
That's important.
As older siblings, start teaching your siblings the information that you find so that they don't make the mistakes that you've made.
Yep.
I feel like if we can fight and go to these meetings, these town hall meetings, these school board meetings, bring up the idea of teaching our students something other than the same history and reading every year. And we need math, but what we using a Pythagorean theorem for right now? Unless I'm an engineer, you know. Start introducing different topics and subjects in school so that we can have the same access to knowledge as these white people do at an early age. Because a lot of us, we fall short, we get stuck, we feel like we broke, we fall into depression. Now depression is just like a trend. Why is that a trend? And we're going through these things because we don't know. Start making the change now, y'all. That's all I can say. So I thank y'all for watching. Thank you, Capiche, as always, for joining me. Join the conversation. Let us know what you think. You know, spread this video, because I feel like the more we talk, the more we say, the more ideas we bring, it's gonna work. And social media is our best friend. Sometimes it can hinder us. Yeah. But stuff like this is when we can use it for our better judgment, for our better good. So like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Join the conversation as always. And at the end of the day, be great with greatness. And I will see you later.